You might be interested in my academic experience and why this issue of testing is so important to me. This back here it is. I put together this slide for you of several of my academic experiences. 1964, the Little Greenwood School. That's where I failed the 7th grade, but I learned to love libraries. That little building held the 7th and 8th grade classes plus the library. And that's where I met the finest teacher I ever had in my life, Mrs. Bruce. And she was the first one to notice how well I could read and encourage me in that. And that made all the difference in the rest of my life. Spelling and math were always just disastrous for me. After the 4th grade, barely passed any kind of test on either. I had seizures on the playground and I stuttered. I still stutter. And I graduated at the very bottom of my high school class. I failed Algebra 1. I failed it 3 times. And in putting together this slide, I typed in the word algebra. And I still, to this day, spelling and math are hard for me. I left it in there. But at the time, Louisiana State University had a policy of allowing any high school graduate to enroll in college. And so from 1970 to 1974, I spent 4 very valuable educational years at LSU Shreveport. And yeah, I did flunk out 3 times. I'm not proud of that. Yeah, my grade point average after 4 years on and off of probation and suspension, my grade point average 1.27. And they call me an academic bankrupt. But what I learned there was invaluable in my later life. And I went on in my adopted state of Oregon to work for over 20 years in community mental health programs. And I really enjoyed and loved helping people get back on their feet. The other thing I loved was researching local history, the lost and forgotten history in the small towns. And I did that pretty well because in 2000, a department head at the University of Oregon offered me a courtesy appointment, a desk, be a research assistant, go out and uncover Oregon history. Did that for over 15 years, and I'm very proud of that. So what I hope you take from this is that there are a lot of ways somebody can be smart. And even smart people can test really stupidly on tests. And so I, like so many others, are really hoping for a resurgence in the science of testing and new understandings of how we can test for kids that are smart but really look dumb on paper on the test. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your work.